The Cyrillic alphabetic writing system is used to write Russian, Ukrainian, Mongolian, Belarusian, and a whole lot of other languages as well. But did you know that Cyrillic can also be used to write English phonetically? Yes, it's true. To be fair though, many others have also tried writing English with Cyrillic, so I'm just gonna call this yet another Cyrillic English alphabet, or YACEA for short. But before we continue, we need to have a very strong understanding of all the distinct sounds required to form an English word, phonemes. Here's a table of all the English phonemes represented in IPA symbols. You might want to get yourself really familiar with this table, as I'll frequently refer to these symbols later on. And also a quick heads up for anyone who already knows how to read Cyrillic. This is heavily optimized for English, so some letters may be used a little bit differently than what you're used to. With that done, let's get started. Cyrillic has quite a lot of vowel letters. This is good because it means we can rearrange them to fit English in the most optimal way. Some of these are actually no-brainers, so let's keep them as is. For the is sound, Cyrillic provides two variants. This one, which is basically a Latin I, and this really distinct reverse end, which we all know and love. Rather coincidentally, English also has two I sounds, the short I in bit, and the slightly longer E in beat. Let's use the Latin one for the I sound in bit, since this vowel is much more frequent than the E sound, and it's the more compact variation, ensuring that texts don't get too long and unwieldy. We'll use that funky reverse end one for the E sound. As for the air sound, as in can and ham, let's use this one from Russian, since it's frequently used to transcribe the English air sound in loanwords. As for the sound, the schwa, I'll just take this soft sign single. Although this letter is used primarily to modify the sound of previous consonants in many Cyrillic orthographies today, it once represented a vowel sound a long time ago, so let's go with that. And before you ask, why not the hard sign like in the Bulgarian orthography? This soft sign letter is a little more compact, which definitely helps to keep the text reasonably compact. Now for the fun part, what to do with all these letters here? Cyrillic has these 5 special vowel letters for vowels with a preceding y sound. Ya, ye, yi, yo, and u. Of these sounds, only the u sound appears regularly in English, so u can stay as is. Still, the other ones don't really appear that frequently in English compared to the Slavic languages that Cyrillic was developed for, so let's reassign them. Yeah, how about flipping the sounds around to something like I? And let's do the same for yeah, a. Now it's a. Both the I and a sounds are much more common, so it makes much more sense to give these their own letters at last. There we go, our letters for I and A. We could do the same for yo, but oi isn't particularly common. As for ye, the only 2 words I know which has the ye sound are yer and yeet. Do I really need a special letter for that? Maybe not. On the other hand, the o and ear sounds as in low and here respectively are quite common. So let's make these ones our letters for o and ear. To cover the rest of the English vowel sounds, let's use some good old diagrams. With that settled, the vowels are done. Let's deal with the consonants now. Cyrillic has more than enough letters to write every English consonant with its own unique letter. These letters can be easily assigned to their English counterparts. The main issue is that traditional Cyrillic has no letter for the h sound, but let's do what the Ukrainians do and take this letter, which normally is for the g sound, and make this our h letter, then use the same letter with an upturn for a g letter. Also, Cyrillic has no letters for th, z, and ng. Thankfully, it does have letters for z, z, and ny, which are very closely related sounds. Let's reassign these letters accordingly. Although they are obsolete and special model letters which do represent these sounds, they are not well supported by a lot of Cyrillic fonts, so I won't use them. Last but not least, what to do with this one? It traditionally represents a combination of the sh and ch sounds, ch, which doesn't really exist in English though. But if we swap this out the ch for a t and the sh for a s, we get st, which is much more useful for English in words like stay, stand. Let's use it for the st sound. So there we go, our new Cyrillic English alphabet. Yes, yeah. Time for some simple text, of course. Here's the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a very common simple text. And here's some random quotes from famous English-speaking politicians of various generations. Alrighty, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.